All right, this is the Algebra 2, Unit 1, Lesson 7 video. Should be a pretty quick one. This video, this lesson is about graphing quadratic equations. And we are going to lean pretty heavily on our graphing our Desmos for this section. So just to kind of summarize, they're going to have us graph these functions. They're going to have us graph equations. They're going to ask us questions about the different parts. So we're going to do one example here, and then I will kind of look down at the problems in the lesson and kind of give you some tips. So we're going to go ahead and graph this one right here that they give us. And it's x squared, y equals x squared plus x minus 6. Oh, I don't want that. Go away. Y equals x squared plus x minus 6. Sorry about that keyboard being in the way. Let's get that out of the way. And so when I graph this, I'm obviously getting graphs similar to what they have here. But they're going to ask us, I'll have to go ahead and jump down to the lesson. They're going to ask us three main things. They're going to ask us for the x-coordinate of the vertex, the y-coordinate of the vertex, and the x-intercepts. So real briefly, just to remind you, the vertex on any parabola, quadratic equation graph, is the point where it is at its either lowest or highest point, depending on which way the curve goes. If the curve goes downward or opens up, has a kind of low point here. If it opened the other way from what you see on the screen, it would be the highest point. So this is our vertex right here, and with the x and y coordinates, x coordinate, y coordinate. Then it asks us for our x-intercepts. X-intercepts are these points. Remember, x-intercepts refers to the points where the graph crosses the x-axis. And so that's really it. That's all they're asking us to do here on number 1, is just to identify those points. And that's pretty much it. I know they say the x-intercepts, but it looks like you can only choose one option. So I guess choose whatever option is actually on the graph. I'm not really sure I understand what is up with that, but I think you'll be fine on that. So let's jump down here. So that's what they're having us do on number 1. The other thing in this lesson is quadratic inequalities. And inequality really is just if I were to go in here and I were to change this to maybe less than or equal to, now I have a quadratic inequality graph. All the points here are the same. We still have the points that we talked about earlier, but we have shading now. And a couple of things, and I will put this in the notes to remember, is that, I think I have this in another lesson. See if I can find this in another lesson here. Yes, here it is, back from our lesson 5 of the same unit. We talked about the different symbols here. Remember that the line underneath the inequality symbol means that you are going to have a solid line on your graph, which is what we see in our graph here. We have a solid line here. And then the shading is either going to be above or below, depending on the direction. So this is going to be, these are both going to be shading above, and the others are going to be shading below. So use that to your advantage here. They do ask us a few questions in the lesson. They ask us, for instance, will the borderline be solid or broken? Well, we just talked about that. So use that little diagram to help you. I will put it in the notes. And then, is the point 0, 0 part of the solution? In other words, is that point on the line or in the shaded area? So let's just pretend we were doing this with the one we just have right now. Is 0, 0 part of the solution? We get rid of these points. There's the point 0, 0 right there, right? So then my answer for this would be no, because it is not in the shaded region. and it's not on the line either. So that would be an answer no. But you'll be answering with a different equation. You're going to be answering with this equation here, and then they change it to an inequality symbol in number 2. And that's pretty much it. So that's your video lesson for number 7. So I'd recommend using Desmos and graphing, and then just answering the questions from there.